The president of Burkina Faso, a small West African nation, has sparked controversy by placing 80,000 hectares of land in the hands of 40,000 families. This bold move is part of a larger initiative to distribute 1 million hectares of land to landless citizens by 2024. But why is he doing this, and how will it benefit his country? Is this a socialist pipe dream or a well-thought-out plan for national development? Let's delve deeper into the story to find out. Welcome to our channel, your place for news with a development perspective. Burkina Faso's new military leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, has pledged to tackle the country's myriad problems, including poverty, corruption, and ethnic conflicts. One of his most ambitious plans is to distribute 1 million hectares of land to landless citizens by 2024. In this first phase of the project, the government has allocated 80,000 hectares to 40,000 families. Each family will receive 2 hectares of land, one for farming and the other for building a house. But why is the government taking this step? According to officials, about 60% of the population is engaged in agriculture but does not own the land they work on. In a country where land ownership is concentrated in the hands of a few, this initiative could be a game changer for many. By giving people access to land, the government hopes to boost agricultural production, create jobs, and reduce poverty. This is because land is a critical input for agriculture, and owning the land they work on can incentivize people to work harder and invest in their farms. However, some critics argue that this is just a populist measure that will not address the root causes of poverty and inequality in Burkina Faso. They also point out that the government has yet to say how it will ensure that the land is used productively, and that there are concerns about the potential for corruption and abuse. But supporters of the land reform argue that it is a necessary step to create a more just and equitable society in Burkina Faso. They also point out that the government has taken steps to prevent corruption, such as by establishing a special land fund to oversee the distribution of land and by setting up a system for monitoring the use of the land. Regardless of the challenges and criticisms, the land reform is a bold and ambitious project that could have a significant impact on the lives of millions of people in Burkina Faso. The government's goal of distributing 1 million hectares of land by 2024 is an ambitious one, but it is not entirely clear how they plan to achieve this goal. Nevertheless, the land reform is an important step towards addressing some of the most pressing issues in Burkina Faso and could help to create a more prosperous and equitable future for the country. The idea of providing free land to all citizens is not unique to Burkina Faso. In fact, it has been implemented in several countries around the world with varying degrees of success. For example, in Tanzania, the government has implemented a policy of giving every citizen who is able to work the land access to at least 0.4 hectares of land. This policy has been credited with helping to reduce poverty and improve food security in the country. Similarly, in South Africa, the government has implemented a policy of land reform, which aims to redistribute land from white South Africans to black South Africans. This policy has been controversial, but it is intended to address the legacy of racial inequality in the country. In Latin America, several countries have implemented policies of agrarian reform, which aim to break up large estates and distribute them to landless peasants. These policies have been successful in some countries, such as Bolivia, where the government has been able to distribute over 3 million hectares of land to landless peasants. However, in other countries, such as Guatemala, agrarian reform has been more controversial and has led to violence and instability. Despite these examples, it is important to note that each country has its own unique circumstances and that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to land reform. What works in one country may not necessarily work in another. Nevertheless, the examples from around the world show that it is possible to implement policies that give citizens access to land, and that these policies can have a positive impact on poverty reduction and food security. In conclusion, while the land reform in Burkina Faso faces challenges and criticisms, it is an important step towards addressing the issue of landlessness in the country. By giving people access to land, the government hopes to boost agricultural production, create jobs, and reduce poverty. The success of this ambitious project remains to be seen, but it is an important initiative that could have a significant impact on the lives of millions of people in Burkina Faso. Thank you for watching this episode. If you found it informative, please share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us to continue producing quality content. Also, don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss out on any of our latest episodes. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.